perfectly when you switched to the Running Man. That was hilarious.
Do you like that?
It was so good.
You like that? I did that on purpose.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Go Bros. I'm Philip.
And I'm Luke, and today we are reviewing a game that's quite popular, and it definitely meets all of the criteria of being a social game. Don't know.
Y'all can't see, but underneath the desk, there's a dog licking Luke right now. It's kind of funny because I can see it because we're actually looking at each other right now on camera. So you say this game's popular, but it's actually not. No one's playing this game.
Yeah, I would say they're not playing it publicly, but I have definitely heard a lot of references, especially when I'm playing poker VR.
Oh, really?
There are a lot of private matches going on, which I can definitely understand. People probably are not wanting to do this in front of everybody, but I've definitely seen a lot of people reference having their own private matches like we just did, as you can see on the big screen behind us. We opted to do the same thing and just do a private match and not have it public to everybody. So I think a lot of friends rooms are happening, but not a lot of public rooms.
I don't know how you set up the room, but I know that when I've played this game solo, it actually saves my performance, and people can go and watch it later and rate it. I don't know if it's. You might all be able to go look in there now and find us singing in there. I don't know.
Yeah, I created a friend-only room, so I don't know what that does with the video footage.
Cool.
For that.
So I've had this for a while. There was actually somebody in the Community Discord. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but she was trying to get a lot of people to play this. And I'm not a big go to the karaoke bar type of person, because I get too bored too quick.
Right.
But with SingSpace, which we haven't really talked about at all, how would you define SingSpace?
Virtual karaoke.
Yeah.
Virtual karaoke bar. So it's a karaoke bar without any of the food and drink.
Yeah, and almost kind of like a lounge, because you kind of sit in this really kind of private loungy club style seating.
Yeah.
One thing I want to point out before we get too deep into actually playing it, the Go seems to hate it, at least for me.
Well, I definitely did not. We do push the Go to its limits because we're trying to record things. Yeah. So I do believe it probably recorded smoothly, and the sacrifice for that is that it's not smooth as we're wearing it. But once everything started, it seemed to be okay, but it definitely felt very laggy moving from step to step. But I only really noticed that when I started the recording, which I've seen in other games as well.
Well, it took a long time to boot for me. I mean, it took a long time to boot.
Yeah, it's definitely got, I would say this game has pushed the Go to the limit of what it can do as far as just the amount of graphics that are in any particular space.
Maybe.
Which I don't hate. I'm glad that they're doing that. They didn't take the easy way out. It definitely was probably one of those games that you need to keep your Go plugged in while playing it for any amount of time, because it's a lot of audio, a lot of video, and you're streaming, and it's online. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, I could be wrong. I wonder if this is Gear VR compatible. Maybe not.
I don't know. It definitely, talking about the navigation aspect of it, felt that way, considering I had to do everything by looking at it instead of using my laser pointer or my controller. Even though the controller was visible in the game, I couldn't actually use it for anything. It had no function other than at one point when you're singing, it looks like a microphone that no one else can see but you.
Yeah.
So it felt very Gear VR. So on the social aspect of it, I think it was great. That it was easy to get set up. The fact that it seemed to also be in sync. I've had that problem in Oculus venues a lot, where you and I both attended the same event and you're 15 seconds ahead of me in the comics stand-up. This seemed to be in sync. They did make it smaller rooms that might make it more adept for that, but in a karaoke setting, it needs to be in sync. And the fact that it was a huge plus and honestly surprised me. Outside of that, though, it's very hard. You have the option to dance, and you'll see a clip here where I happen to go to the Running Man at just the right time. So you can kind of control your own dance moves, but you have to do it by looking. But you're also looking at the lyrics, and I did not know the song that well at all. And so to be able to look at the lyrics and then also try to choose a dance move, you have to change where you're looking, and that's very difficult. If I had been able to use a laser pointer to change some things, that would have been better in my opinion.
Yeah. We opted not to film us try this app out because just there's real music in here. It's not like Ba Ba Black Sheep, Mary Had a Little Lamb. It's
Right.
real popular songs, and so licensing and stuff on YouTube.
I did Thrift Store.
Because I was rolling, I was laughing so hard watching Luke sing Thrift Store. It was so much fun. But at the very beginning, when you're choosing your song, like Luke said, you have to look at an arrow to arrow down, and that's really a drag.
Yeah.
Now, if you know the songs in the library, there is a search function you can search for it. Now, this game is made by Harmonix, I believe, so this isn't just somebody that just threw this together. I mean, it would take a big name to kind of make a game like this because we're talking about real artists' music.
Right.
There's also, and look, I don't know if you knew this, but there's a subscription service. So this game costs, I think, $4.99. But you can also pay a subscription service.
$7.99 currently. If you wanted to buy it today, it was $7.99
really?
store. Yep.
Wow, I did not know that. But there's, I think it's like $3. I think gets you a year access. Maybe it's 60 days, and it gives you more music.
Okay.
So which would be great for those who love karaoke and you can't get out of the house that much. This is a great way to get in and do karaoke with folks.
Right. I would say this also gives you, as far as the advantages over other karaoke, is it gives you the option to kind of be a little bit more anonymous, right?
Yeah.
You know, so you have a really fun looking avatar that mouth moves kind of when your mouth moves, similar to how we see like Oculus rooms work. So I feel like it does give you that anonymity, though. You can kind of edit your own avatar, but they're very much, big-headed block people, so it's not going to look anything like you. Apologies to all you big-headed block people out there. But it's not so it does give you that the people who would like to do this but would never do that in public. This is kind of a way to experiment with that.
Yeah. You can interact while other people are singing. So there were some options. So you can control the options anytime you want. You can turn music down. When you're performing, you can mute the people chatting.
Yeah.
Which if you have four people,
laughing. Yeah.
Or
people who are laughing at you while you sing, you can mute them as well.
Yeah, and if you're actually wanting to sing a whole song and you got a couple buddies, you're probably going to want to mute chat because you're not going to be able to hear the music. Yeah, it's like you're either not going to be able to hear the music or you're not going to be able to hear your buddies. But you get the option while you're in the middle of singing to change your options. And what's funny is
provided you're okay with changing those options using your eyesight to move
Yes. Around. Oh my goodness, my neck's sore from doing that. I'm all like, what song am I going to sing? What song am I going to sing? I mean, it was rough. It was rough. So overall, Luke, would this be a keep it or delete it for you? Are you going to go rush to the Oculus store and refund this? Because you have that option. You spent less than 30 minutes playing.
So here's the thing. As many of my coworkers will tell you, my coworkers where I work love karaoke. I am not a fan. I would say probably not a fan of karaoke every time I've ever seen it. Maybe that's usually due to the alcohol consumption that's involved with karaoke typically as well. So maybe that's why I'm not a fan. I would definitely try this out again just to see how it would work. It intrigued me. I liked it. It was better than what I went in. I never had bought up until this point because it was karaoke and that's not my thing. So I thought I'm never going to download this. But you wanted to review it, so I got it. And I actually was intrigued by it. I would probably try it again just to see how it goes. I'm torn on it. To me, it has the advantages of you kind of can hide in the background and not have to have, be out there. People know who you are, which only works if other people play the game, of course, as it is with any social game. I like it. I'll probably keep it just because I'm curious. It's piqued my interest. It was better than I thought it would be. My expectations were quite low. So yeah, I'll probably keep it for a little bit.
A couple things to note, and I am keeping it too, obviously, because I've had it for half a year. Only 4 people in a room at a time.
Mm-hmm.
There is the ability to just watch and rate, which that's where you sit and you just look through people's recorded songs.
If you've always wanted to be Simon Cowell, this is your chance to do that.
Yeah. And even if you don't choose watch and rate and you're with 3 friends who are going to be singing, you never have to sing. You can just sit down because it's like it's first come, first serve, like if you went to a karaoke event. You go give the DJ your song, and when they call your song, you go sing it. So if I wanted to just keep putting songs up there, Yeah, if I just keep putting songs, I would have just kept singing, and Luke would have just kept watching.
Yep.
And you would kind of think that there would be some limitations since this is mobile VR, that while someone's singing, everything else stops. But no, you can still be like, I didn't even realize it, but while I was singing, Luke picked a song, and then as soon as I was done, he had a 20-second countdown, and then he was up singing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Again, it was better than my expectations. I did not think a mobile VR game would be able to have this capacity. I'm pleased with it. I was pleased with the song selection. I was very surprised with the songs that I saw on there. I was also surprised at how out of touch I am, and I didn't know most of them, but I recognized their song titles. So I was very impressed overall as far as karaoke games. This definitely had the backing of a big name as well. You could see it was very well done. I'd probably say of all the games we reviewed, this one was clearly a step above what we've seen in the past as far as just quality of the game.
Yeah, and what's funny is that this is one of those games that really, what does it take? I mean, I think there might be 2, maybe 3 different places you can go.
Right.
Like you can change the style of the room that you're in. But, I mean, they had to design rooms, avatars, and then the rest was just a karaoke system,
Right.
And Harmonix had it. They made it work. And I would love to hear what type of pipes the community has. So back here on the back screen, we're going to put up a date and time for you to come join us in in SingSpace. So we'll also create a Facebook event so we know who's joining, who to look for. But best bet is check us out in the GoMunity Discord. One thing about this, though, partying up ahead of time doesn't work because it steals your audio.
Right.
Because it gets like, hey, if you're coming, we want everybody to hear you, not just you and your brother who are in a Facebook, an Oculus party together.
Right.
So keep that in mind. Also, the long load time getting in. You'll see a black screen for at least 30 seconds while you're waiting for it to load. But yeah, I think this could be a lot of fun. Some folks from the GoMunity come out and check us out on the date and time you see back there. Let us know you're coming too so we can look for you. Let us know what your Oculus name is because we might have to shoot you an invite because I told the game today that I wanted to play multiplayer, and it put me in an empty room. And then shortly after, I got an invite from Luke inviting me to his room. So I'm not sure how good matchmaking is. I didn't even see a place to look for rooms, like if there were any open rooms. So we'll have to experiment back on that date and time when y'all come. And again, if you can't find us, ping us in Discord, Mr. Philip Joel. I'll be there. I'll keep an eye out for folks so that you can come join us. But there's only going to be 4 seats. So if Luke and I are there, there'll be 2 seats. But many people
Or
will
we
come.
can create 2 separate rooms as well. If there's other people that are interested, you can go in one room, I'll go in the other. And we can, split up into 2 different rooms.
Yeah, and if anything, I mean, they'll probably be, usually when we post these videos, we usually see a couple people just pop up randomly too.
Right.
So, I mean, you might just end up in a random room with somebody. So, check it out. Maybe we can reach out to the developers and see if they know it's going to be on sale again, because I know a lot of folks have never spent $7.99 on an app. But Luke, you make it sound like it's worth the $8.
Well, I mean, it's definitely worth it. If you also consider 99 cents per song, then this app is significantly got some value, right? If that's the current going rate for buying a song, the song library alone is a couple grand. So you've got a lot of. Yeah,
I think maybe there's 30 to 50 songs to sing, and then if you subscribe,
current songs like that just came out, they're already in there. So maybe it's a rotation they have.
Maybe.
But yeah, just for the song usage alone, it's definitely worth it in my opinion.
All right, so we'll see you all.
If you're even slightly curious, to me, it's worth the money even for those who are slightly curious because it's so well done in my opinion.
Yeah, worst case scenario, come play with us on that date and time. And if it's like 15 minutes in, you're like, this is garbage,
get a refund.
go put your refund in.
Yep.
All right. Well, I think that's about wraps it up. Keep for both of us. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Go Bros. Please like, comment, subscribe. Those comments are really helpful. Let us know what you like, what you don't like. We have a lot of series coming up. Just started a sideload success playlist that I have some side-loaded apps. I'm going to let you know if it's worth even side-loading. Those are coming up. I have some Philip Plays episodes I have planned, and I'm sure there's plenty of Y sub 4 apps to review, stuff that's below 4 stars.
Yeah, and I'm working on getting a more permanent studio set up. So when that happens, I'm looking for some options to be able to create some other playlists of my own. So as many of you know, I've been a little nomadic recently, so it's been hard to find places to record.
Yeah, and who knows? Hopefully, maybe next month we'll do an in-person episode, right?
That would be great. I think it'd be fun for me to come visit your studio live and in person, and instead of doing this over FaceTime.
All right. Well, again, I'm Philip. Thanks for watching in.
And I'm Luke. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
See ya.